On today's blog, I had the awesome opportunity to hang out with Jordan Wagner. Him and his team are making such a huge difference all over the world. They're making differences in ways we didn't even know were happening. Clean water in countries that they didn't even have clean water, bringing health and life to people that really didn't even have it. So I want you to check out this story and see how we can get involved in Generosity Water. Hey everyone, thanks again for checking out the blog today. We have a special treat. I'm still down here in LA from Seattle. I love the sun, I have to say. I might just not go home. No, I'm kidding. But I'm
You're
actually
welcome to stay as long as you
okay.
want,
Hey, sweet. Hey, why not? But I want to introduce a special guest we have today. This is Jordan Wagner, and he is founder and CEO of Generosity Water, which is an amazing organization. I've been tracking it, and I got to come to some of your events for about a year now, and it's just a really amazing thing, touching so many lives, giving clean water. I don't want to steal your whole thing,
you're doing a great job.
It's amazing because I came down to the Night of Generosity where they share the vision, and it really tugs at your heartstrings, not just to see these lives, in front of you, but also to see the compassionate people that were there giving. And so I'm going to just let you share a little bit of the mission of Generosity Water and what you guys do.
I love what you said there as well, because for me, one of the most inspiring parts of what we get to do is definitely going to the field and seeing people drinking from the clean water. But a close second to that is just seeing the generosity in people here that truly get inspired and moved. And I'm always continuously inspired by the generosity of thousands of people here in the U.S. that are just changing the world left and right, and people that are sacrificing, And so we started Generosity Water about 6 years ago with a very simple mission to bring clean and safe drinking water to people around the world. And, at that time, it was estimated that 1.1 billion people in the world didn't have access to clean, safe drinking water.
Wow.
And now that number has dropped down to about 780 million people, which is pretty impressive in the last 6 years or so. And so I'd like to say that Generosity Water was a part of that, but obviously there's a lot of other organizations and people that contributed as well. But for me, when I went to Africa for the first time was in 2008, and we went to Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, and I walked with some of these children and women that were going to get water, and we walked for miles and miles. Literally one time we walked 3.5 miles to get water with a family, and it was water that was so dirty and so brown that you wouldn't even let your pets drink that water, let alone a human being, And when you see that firsthand, you just can't help but want to make a difference. I always say, the only thing worse than not knowing about an issue is knowing and then not doing anything about it. And so for me, once I saw this issue firsthand, I knew I wanted to be a part of the solution. And so I had come back from this trip, and we realized through some partners that we had there that we could build a well in each community for about $5,000. And so I thought, okay, what if I could rally friends and family? It's Christmas time, people are in the mood of giving. And so I just said, hey, instead of giving me any gifts this year, would you just consider donating something? So my parents got behind it, my grandparents, and friends and friends of friends. And it was really cool that we were able to raise, I think, over $6,000 just through one Christmas, because people gave a lot more than they would have spent on a Christmas gift.
True.
So it was pretty cool that we were able to do that. And it was just like a project that I felt like my whole friends and family were all a part of it together. So we went back 6 months later, we drilled a well in that village, and I showed all my family the photos of the people and the well. And it was just inspiring to think, wow, my little contribution changed the lives of 500 people that I'll never meet, that will never be able to say thank you to me, but their lives will forever be changed.
So amazing.
And so I was inspired by that simple philosophy, and that's kind of how we started Generosity Water.
It's such an amazing organization. I remember one of the stories that was told at the event that I went to, that like you mentioned, that they have to walk 3-6 hours to get clean water. And so the kids, is this right? The kids have to go, they can't go to school. They're just basically spending their days getting clean water. And what I thought about is, I have kids. I sign them up for preschool. They go to preschool. They come home. We watch too much TV. It's like daily. You don't even think about it. But just to survive, these kids can't even have an education.
For us, water was the first step to breaking the cycle of poverty around the world. And so we didn't want to build schools if we first weren't stopping the reason why kids couldn't go to school in the first place, which was these long distances. And they say that more than half of the world's hospital beds are filled with patients affected by water-related diseases. And if you think about that, that's not the case in Seattle or LA, but if we didn't want to build more medical clinics or hospitals if we weren't first stopping the reason why people were going there in the first place in these developing countries. And so for us, water was such a foundational element to changing a community, and it was the catalyst for community transformation. So for us, water is a foundational, basic human element to life, right? And it's like all of us should have clean water. And I really, truly believe that when God created the earth, we were all meant to drink clean water and have oxygen and the basic human needs. And so, you know, for me, it's like what compels me is that there are people in the world that don't have clean water, and that there are people in the world that are suffering every single day. And I know that the whole world I can't carry on my back, and you can't carry on your back. But if we each just do our part together, we can really see massive change around the world. And I just want to be able to go to bed at night knowing that I'm doing the best that I can to leave a legacy and to make my life matter. And so, you know, that's why equally to the water issue is this concept of generosity. And I truly believe that when we're fully fulfilled in our life when we live a life of generosity, when we know that what we have now is not all we're going to have. So we're not afraid to give. We're not afraid to give love and energy and time and money to making people's lives better. And so for me, I'm motivated by those two words, to be honest. Like, generosity, I believe, will change the world. And if we can have a revelation of what generosity means, I believe that the world will be a much better place. And also, water is what compels me. The fact that there are this many people still today that don't have water, and I think that it's a solvable problem. We know the solution to it, and so if we all just do our part, let's go solve it.
That's awesome. And I look at you, you know, we're probably about the same age. We're young. You were even younger when you started this. And so many people are in high school, college, and maybe they don't know. They say, I'll do that when I'm older. You know, why did you start now? Why did you start when you were young?
I mean, I guess the need was now, you know, and the opportunity was now. So I just didn't want to wait to make a difference in my life. And, you know, I'm continuously inspired by hundreds of stories that we have at Generosity Water of 9-year-old kids who've done bake sales or given up birthdays, or, you know, young people that have used their voice, their platform, whether it's big or small, to make a difference. And that would be my encouragement just to anybody watching right now, and anybody that wants to make a difference but doesn't know how. It would just simply be to realize that your voice matters, and that your voice can change the world. And if you inspire one person, that person might go and inspire somebody else, and it will be a ripple effect. And so it doesn't matter if you're 9 years old or you're 90 years old. I think that our voice matters, and let's start today. Let's not wait until we're older or wish we would have done it before. Let's just start today, and let's be generous to somebody, and let's make a difference.
I love it. I just want to encourage you to do that. We're going to have a link right below this video to generosity.org, so you can click on it. It's easy. You can go get more information, and I'm gonna say it right here on my blog, on my site, in front of you. My friend Anna and I, we're gonna do a fundraiser, and we're gonna buy a well.
Get it.
And we're gonna do it because I'm so inspired, and I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm gonna have a legacy past my life here on earth. So
I love it.
So thank you for being so inspiring. Thank you for sharing with all of us just your vision and all that you're doing here at Generosity Water.
Thank you so much.
Thanks guys. Me. Yeah. Bye. Jordan, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you, the whole team of Generosity Water, for making a really big difference in the lives of people really all over the world. I am every single time compelled, every time I hear your story, I'm compelled to make a difference, to do whatever I can. And if that's how you're feeling right now, I'm going to put the link below so you can go to generosity.org. You can give, you can go to some of their events and see how you can also be a part in giving life with clean water to people all over the world. So please, let's make a difference together.